Confidence is about how you see yourself. Welcome to the Uniquely Confident Podcast.
Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. Yo, this is RJ the Imperfect Gentleman. And yes, another dope episode of the Uniquely Confident Podcast. And guess what? Coach Mo is back in the building on this beautiful New Year's. Coach Mo, what it do?
What's goody? What's up? What's popping, y'all?
We out here. We are out here. We made it, Mo. We made it another year, babe.
Tell me about
it. Yo, man, I'm so excited. I'm excited because we here. There are people that didn't make it. So being that we know what's going on, we know what's going on in our life, we about to have a dope episode. Let's do the protocols and get the things out the way. Let's talk to the pops. Father God, we thank you for another day, another moment, and we're also grateful for another physical year that we've seen come and go. God, we're grateful for everything we've learned, we received, and we had to give out in this past year because we understanding it was all for us and not to us. With that understanding, God, we say thank you. Now, right now in this space, we ask you to give us the grace and space to go across the airways, that we may be a blessing to someone in the space that they may need it when it comes to character and confidence building. These are our prayers, and this is my son. And these things we pray in Jesus' name, amen. Naked boy, what's up, man? Yo, he's watching The Lion King right now, so he's gonna get emotional a few times. He's gonna run in here when Mufasa dies, and it's gonna happen a few times. So just be prepared for this episode, y'all. JoJo is in the building. He's been home for the last four days from school, and pray for me.
Year. It's a new year for real.
Talk about it. Yeah, what's good though, Mo? How you been, man? We ain't even wrap it up. Like we ain't been on this podcast in a little second. How you been?
I've been being alive.
That's mad sus. You're just a lot. Yeah, a lot happened though, Mo. Like I ain't gonna lie. My mother talked to me last week, and she was asking me about the year in a whole, and I was like, yo, Ma, the first 3 quarters went past like lightning. That last quarter of the year, it was like it took 2 years for it to pass.
That's a fact. And the fact that we in the last quarter, well, I'm almost in the last quarter. I'm September 26th, so that's like the last of the third quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The fact that we born in the last quarter of the year, so you know when your birthday comes, you hype.
Right.
And then you got 3 more months ago or 2.5 more months ago. It's like,
right.
You just feel like it should be New Year already, or because even though like you told me you like your New Year starts on your birthday, but for the majority of people, they start over again in that next January. So you waiting for them to get on board.
Correct.
This is not going on during the end of the year. Like, hello, come on, start now. They like, no, because January 1st, oh my gosh. All right.
Mo, today literally marks my 4th month of my year.
Mm-hmm.
Today is January 6th. So I'm 4 months into my new year. And to that point, Mo, about starting your year, I think that's a focus thing. Because I do believe in celebrations. I do believe in holiday time. But I don't believe in it to where it causes a distraction from your main goal. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happens when New Year's, especially New Year's, like Christmas, depending on who you are celebrating, and Thanksgiving and all those things. But for the masses, New Year's is a major distraction because you wait so long for this day in anticipation. You do things to get ready for this day that you put other things to the side. You get into this mode of celebration, and it's like the day happens, and then after the day happens, it's really the day one of the year, and then you're in a mood, you're in a space of recovery because you've partied hard, you went extra, right? You've done things to celebrate, which is okay in their own right. But you have allowed that now to be a complete distraction and take you off of your goals.
Yeah, my outlook on that really is that we're all, we are in different spaces and different places. So for us, it might be a bit of a distraction if we just get started on January 1st. I know for myself, there were certain things that I was so disappointed at the end of December because I was super sick. I didn't have the vid, but it felt like it. I was super sick for the end of December, like 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. So, I mean, hey, New York City. Oh, sorry. Every
What's
time.
happening out there? They doing they thug this. That's New York right there. That's the background.
Who has an emergency right now? Nobody. Y'all
Everybody
good. Y'all fine. Yeah. Come on. You just want to get the lunch. Your siren do not need to be on right now, bro. On a minute.
he
Going down
trying to
8th Avenue.
trying to get a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, relax, brother. There ain't nobody outside right now. You know? Going down 8th Avenue.
Everybody inside right now. Trying to hide from the Rona part
And
two.
clearly he's not getting far because the siren is still happening right now. You're not
So
that
what kind
far.
of traffic is you in right
Yeah.
now, bruh?
Brother, you're not even driving far. Fast. Stop it. So for me, I had some things that I wanted to get started after I got some downtime. I graduated from my first degree.
Oh, hold up. Let's celebrate that for real, for real. Whoop de whoop, scoop de whoop, all the whoops, everything in one. We gonna celebrate and turn up for that because that's major, Mo. That is major. Congratulations.
It's the scoop de whoop. Thank you.
You know, it's the virtual celebration. It got to be verbal somehow. That's
Right.
how I feel on the inside. Whoop, whoop, scoop de whoop. You know what I mean? All that wild shit.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So
Word.
I finished and then I'm like, all right, I got 3 weeks
Right.
to get myself, and then I got sick, like on my behind sick. So I had to start certain things, and it was just around my house. It wasn't like business or
Right.
anything like that. Because I'm already in that mode.
Right.
But it was just putting up some things, building some things,
And let's think about this, Mo. Had you not been sick, what have you done it?
Yeah, I would have killed it because I have a vision for how I wanted to start off my new year. How I want my bedroom to look. How I want my living room. The living room I worked on during the year because I'm in a certain space in my journey. But that's why from the beginning when I was saying that people on different levels, I want to be there for you in January when you restarting because you're not in your journey yet, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So my year started in 2020.
Right.
It has never stopped. It ain't been no, 2024 light. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, in that way,
Right.
with my business, with my focus on how I am moving forward so that I can grow in my business and really be there and help people. But there's people who just getting started. So I want to be able to be there for them. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's perfect because that's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the truth is, at one time we needed the help in that space of focusing, right? And that's what it really boils down to. Like me right now, I've said before, like everyone else, new year, new me. But because last year was so important to me, I took it so seriously. This year is not going to be a new year, new me. It's a new year, but same me this year. Because I've grown into a focus where now I'm focused on getting something accomplished, which in where I've never before.
Yeah.
So before I would say new year, new me, and it would just be something to say.
Yeah.
This year is not. It's a new year, but it's not a new me. It's the same me that's been focused.
Yeah. For me, it's a new year, and it is not a full new me, but it's a new year, and it's a me 2.0. That's where I am with it. So it is a new me in a way. And I think every year it is a new you, even though you're starting off from where you were, you're always upgrading. You're always adding something. We got these iPhones and we get sent these updates every couple of months.
Right.
And it's supposed to help your phone function a little better. My phone always stays the same, but whatever. But the real update,
Shots fired at Apple.
Right. Don't have me update one more time. Okay. Anyway, so that those updates just elevate you during the year. So last year, and it's called habit stacking because last year you put some habits into play, but this year you're not going to just do the same thing because you're going to get the same results.
Right.
You're going to do that and add more habits to it. So you are elevating. It is going to be a new you. Maybe at the end of each year or by October, you'll feel like, oh, new me. That's fine. But everybody, for the people who, who are really looking to just start, just stamp their stuff like, here's the start date for me.
The beginning.
Start, do it. New year, new you. It's fine. Say it.
Right. We in
Say it.
6 we in day 6. Like that's
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And like this is what I wanted to stress too. Like, don't let these seconds, which turn into minutes, that turn into hours, then days, weeks, then months, slip past you.
Hmm.
Because if you're not taking action, you're letting time elapse.
Yeah.
Like, and I've seen this in my own life, and I know you have as well, Mo. Like, you look up a year go past, and you're standing in the same situation. You was like,
10.
wait a minute,
10 years.
wow, and that's real. Like, looking up, like, oh shoot, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's like that's one of the worst feelings. Am I right? Like
Yeah.
one of the worst feelings in the world to feel like, yo, you think you're doing something and you're not doing anything and you're not making any progress.
Yeah. The hardest thing about graduating was that it was bittersweet because I wanted to do the same thing 10 years ago. I could have been at the
Mm,
finish line this December,
right.
before this December. And
And
I'm
that's the worst.
beginning line. So it was bittersweet in that way. And but you can't beat yourself up. You just have to keep moving forward. But it is
Right.
bittersweet.
And the
And
worst.
I'm sorry, bro. There's one more thing I had to say to that is people who were really trying last year, and there was some things that they kept falling off on. And I'm
Right.
gonna say one for me was working out and really getting back into shape, getting my
Right.
health as because I had so many things on my plate.
Right.
So you have to show yourself grace, because I wanted to do it so much. But if I really would have just, you know, balls to the wall, if I would have did it, I would have got sick. Like
Yeah,
I already got
absolutely.
sick at the end of the year, but I would have really hurt myself. But now it's the 6th day in the year. I done been in the gym about 5 times already, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. And we hurting over here. I
I'm
ain't gonna lie
doing
to
it.
you. Hey, yo, Mo, what's so crazy is like, and that's one thing that's a thin line that I really want us to point out to people is that we'll hear people say, "Oh, push yourself, go. When you feel tired, keep going." Now, to a certain extent, they're right. But what
Yeah.
we have to learn to do is listen to our own bodies. See, we do a good job of listening to everyone else, receiving what they have to say to us, giving us the motivation, giving us the steps, giving us the incentives, all these things they give us, but they can't give us the answer that our body gives us. And one thing I've learned even in this past week, so I gotta admit, I was on my fitness journey. Everybody knows he's following that. I was going hard for 4 or 5 months straight. I fell off for 2. No, I ain't gonna lie. The last 3 months of the year that's when
Yeah,
I
that
fell off.
last quarter, man.
They
Be
tore me
tough.
up. Now here I am in the beginning of this physical year again, and I've been in the gym every morning, right? Except for this present morning. And you say, "Wow, what happened?" Yo, I had to listen to my body.
That's it.
Like when if I didn't listen to my body, I would have went to the gym and done something to hurt myself, and then put myself in a position to where it cost me more time. So it's a very thin line between knowing how to push yourself to a next level and listening to your body. And I think that that's where so many of us get confused when we go to start our journeys,
Yeah.
right? Because you hear somebody tell you, one of your mentors or somebody that you hold to a high esteem tell you to push through. Whenever you get tired, just keep pushing. But what they don't tell you in that moment is push until your body tell you to stop.
Yeah, you got to learn boundaries that are healthy. I
For
always
you, yes.
I speak this always. Healthy boundaries are not about other people's boundaries. It's about your personal
Correct.
boundaries. What works for you. Yes, your healthy boundaries for yourself. Because what I was doing last year, I was doing work, bro.
Hmm.
I was doing work.
Facts.
2021, I killed that. I
Yeah.
killed that. And
Fact.
nobody could tell me that I wasn't pushing myself because I
Right.
couldn't go to the gym as well. That was too much.
Yeah.
That was too much. So you have to learn your boundaries. So that might include doing too much at first and realizing,
Right.
all
And
right,
figuring
let
it.
me scale it back.
Right.
I'm trying to do 5 things in 2022, but I really need to do 4.
Right.
And I need to understand that that fifth thing is gonna take away from these 4 getting
Right.
done. I need to understand that. I had a physical book that I wanted to get done in 2021. I had to put that on the back burner. I had
Yes.
to. I had to put the other things that I couldn't get. You know, we're dealing with in New York is the variant is in all kind of different kind of shambles, right?
Y'all going
So we're
crazy
dealing
out
with
there right
that.
now.
So now, if I'm worried about getting the variant, going to the gym, and staying healthy, and graduating, and doing this, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna kill myself. I have a machine in my house. I have weights. I worked out as best as I could, and I saw the quality of working out. Getting to the gym was not gonna change that for me. I wasn't gonna kill myself.
Right.
So the things that I needed to, I wanted to get done, I put those in tiers. You know, tier
Prioritize them.
Yep. Graduate. Keep work on the systems of my business, the background, part, and not worry about being seen the whole year. Worry
Right.
about putting things together and come out. Hey y'all, I'm here. What y'all need? You know what I'm saying? So that in 2022 now, boom, I got a whole thing for y'all.
Yeah.
Talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it with y'all in a minute, but I'm ready for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
And
it took that
I'm
year
getting
though.
my abs. Maybe not 2022, but I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working.
Yo, but so crazy is like, and I'm so grateful because this last 3 months of the year, I got an opportunity to do some security for Tony Robbins. I wasn't privy to say it before this moment, but I was able to do security, the detailed security for Tony Robbins at his date for Destiny date with Destiny event,
Mhm.
and it was life changing because I was able to then understand like a peak state, right? What a peak state is, how you get to a peak state, what does it mean physically? Because Tony Robbins preaches physiology first, right?
Mhm.
If you want to change your life, you got to change your physical state first because your physical state controls your emotions and your emotion controls your actions and how you show up.
Big.
So if you're looking and you're confused, and I'm talking to anyone out there, male or woman, man or woman, if you are confused about where to start to begin this transformation, and there's so much information coming at you, start with your physical state first. Begin to work on your body because what happens is it's a chemical response. When you begin to push past something you do not physically want to do, you gain a confidence and you gain a muscle within your mind and your memory that will then be able to attack whatever you need to attack throughout the day, and it begins to help you show up differently in your behavior. Even myself, before I was working out, my posture would be slumped down like this, but even now, me showing you that it was difficult because my posture has changed because of how I'm treating my body now. My body's changing, so now my mentality is changing, my emotions are changing about
Mhm.
how I feel about myself. Because another thing I learned from Tony was that one of the most powerful things for human beings is to show up how they think they are. Like that's the most powerful force is the belief that you have in about what you are. So if
Yeah.
you believe in yourself in a certain level, you're gonna show up and do things that promote that. So if you believe and you're strong, like your body's strong, your mentality is going to be strong to whatever it is you need to accomplish. So I really think, and I preach now more than everything, you'll go after your body first. If you want to transform something in your life, let it be your body first because your mind and your emotions will transition after that.
So I have a question about that. From
What's up?
what you were learning
Mhm.
there, well, first of all, that's big
Yeah.
because a lot of times we don't take into consideration the things that we're blessed to do because it
Yes.
can be wrapped up as a job. That's
Right.
not something that we looked at one.
That's a major point, Mo. I'm glad you said that
You know.
because I didn't the whole job of Tone. Let me tell you real quick how that happened. So a homie of mine I hadn't seen in almost 2 years, and I was thinking about him the week before I happened to run into him. I run into him at a Publix. He says my name. Yo, Rod, come here. Walk up to him. Yo, by chance, do you have any work that you got going on? I'm like, well, no, actually, this is the end of the year, and all my clients are pretty much on vacation, so I'm pretty much available. What's up? He's like, yo, I got a security gig for this Tony guy. You want to be part of it? I'm like, yo, he says it's a nice check involved. I'm like, well, I could use a few dollars. Why not? Like it's work and it's security work, but to me, it's like I'm standing around. Why not get a few dollars for it?
Yeah.
And like you said, to your point, Mo, is like a lot of times our gifts, our blessings, and things that we need are wrapped up in work. It's wrapped up in things we necessarily don't want to do mentally, physically, or emotionally.
It be looking like work that have nothing to do with your vision.
Right. So mind you, old boy says some Tony nigga. And that's exact words to me, part of my language. But that's exactly what he said to me, some Tony nigga. So I'm like, all right, cool.
All right, Tony the Tiger. Here we go.
Right. You know what I mean? I'm thinking it could be any Tony guy. Like, it's all right, well, cool. So I get to the event on Saturday morning and I walk in the room in the venue and I see how big it is. And I look on the wall, it says Tony Robbins. I say, yo, this is the Tony nigga you was talking about? He's like, yeah, you know him?
Sir, I'm gonna need you to Google Tony Robbins, sir.
I'm gonna need you to get your whole life together. I'm gonna need you to tighten up. But to his credit, and not to discredit the man, he's not into personal development. So those two paths wouldn't have crossed, right? So I understand why he might not know who Tony Robbins is. Cool.
Okay.
When I got in there though, Mo, I knew in that time and especially in that hour, like I had to get out of the mindset of this is work and this is a lesson. This is a blessing. And just having the mentality that I had to go there every day and soak up the knowledge, you can tell the difference in the rest of the security guards of who know what they was actually in presence of. And the awareness of that was what I was grateful for the most, Mo, because I could have been like the rest of the security guards and not understood the presence of which I was standing in.
Right. And been bitter, like, why I gotta
I got to stand here for 16 hours, yo.
Yeah. This is a waste of my time. I do this. I'm this type of person.
Right.
You're not bigger. You are not bigger than the blessings that God has for you.
Right.
That's going to be wrapped up in work. And that's for the people who are listening. Listen, there is something that you want to do with your life and it is coming, that you're working hard for it. It is coming and you are learning things about it and it is coming. But then there's going to be something that you're good at, that you've done before, that you're going to get an opportunity to participate in. Maybe you're going to get to speak to a group of people, a small group of people for free. You go and do that work because you know what? You're going to speak and somebody's going to hear you and either their life is going to be changed or they're going to be someone who's going to change your life.
Right. Right. And let me tell you something. Having that mentality will take you far. Having an understanding that, yo, and Mo, we talked about this so many times in different topics, but God is never gonna give you anything ready packaged. Never gonna happen. I'm sorry to break this bubble and really kill your dreams if you out there thinking that God is gonna package you whatever you ask for and just directly hand it to you. It's not. Hear me good. It's not going to happen. God's going to give you what you want, yes, but He's gonna give it to you in the form of work, and we have history to prove that. Let's talk about it. We wanted a table, right?
All the packages you get, okay? Amazon.
Yeah, and as you can see, look.
My boy.
I gotta. Can you get your naked butt off camera, please? Can you get your naked?
What happened to the pajamas? What happened to the pajamas?
He snatched them off, and now he's out here living his La Vida Loca, his best life, bucket naked.
Bucket naked.
Yeah. Oh, have mercy. What do you?
Oh Lord, that is hilarious.
Yes, and I'm over here in the middle of a podcast trying to help you with your
and this just tickles me. I love this.
Anybody knows me, you know this is regular. This is what happens in my life. But say, Mo, check this out. Like back to the point. We needed a table. God didn't give us a table made. He said, "Here, Negro, there go tree. Figure it out." Now, what happens when you have a tree? You gotta what? Chop it down. You gotta then what? Send that tree through a process to where it has to be what? Made into what? Whatever you desire. The same way for your shoes. God didn't give you a pair of penny loafers when He first asked you for them. He gave you a cow. Figure this out, my brother. Right? You can eat this thing and you can wear it. Figure it out.
Right. Or He gave you a skill so you can go get a job, so you can get a paycheck, so you can go buy penny loafers from people who are skilled to make them. Period.
And that's the understanding we got to have, because so many times we miss our blessings because we let it walk right past us because it was disguised as something we didn't want to do.
As work. Listen, there's no way around working hard if you want something out of life.
Mo, this is hard work we're doing right now. Like I'm gonna be honest with the transparent. Like, do you know how hard it is to get on this podcast weekly? Amongst two children, amongst going to college, amongst working a job, taking care of a father and a family, over here taking care of wife, family, two kids, business, and everything else. This is not easy. This is
Taking care
work.
of yourself is one of the hardest ones because when people are outside of yourself, their needs are more uh evident. You see
Right.
the needs. You see when your wife needs a hug because she'll
Right.
either say it to you, or you know her facial expression. You know how she's moving. You see when your son come in, he want to show you the shark. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And that's
And the
all we wanted.
damage is off, and that's
Right.
what he want to show you. He wants you to touch it, play with it, and then give it back to him. He took it
That's
back.
it.
You'll see when your daughter wants a hug. You'll see,
Oh,
you know,
you spoke
back.
about him too loud. Here you come.
But yeah, you'll see all of those things. But the hard part is taking care of yourself
Yes.
during those times and really listening to yourself and listening to how your mind is processing your
Mm-hmm.
emotion. Your mind is processing what's going on, how your emotions are reacting to the things that's going on, um, and really figuring out what you really need. This is hard.
Yes.
The number one hardest part about building a business, about coaching, about anything is really keeping yourself in check and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that you have childhood traumas like everybody else
Correct.
out there in the world, and building a business is touching on those wounds.
Yes.
That's what I'm finding for sure. Coaching other people is touching on those wounds. All of that,
Touching.
we're talking about
It's
confidence.
opening them wounds, Mo.
It's
They
like
just
this.
touching.
Had
It's
enough.
like
Is that
you got a paper cut. Let's make this a whole wound.
yeah, and all of that confidence that we talk about and that vision building that we talk
Yeah.
about, it is put to test for sure. You
Every
know,
time.
and all of the things we go through before we give them to you, they have been tried and tested fully in God's
Yes.
full glory. Okay.
Yo, that's why I tell you, Mo. Last year, the end, last quarter took 2 years. Yo, from the time that I found out about me, I got my wife the John Legend tickets. From that point on, Mo, the end of the year got hectic emotionally and mentally for me, and spiritually. Like, yo, it got to the point where I was just like, and I could be honest right now and transparent in this moment, Mo. And I never said this to no one else. I was contemplating to take myself out of here because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where this attack was coming from, and I thought it was an attack. And I'm like, yo, all of a sudden, I'm not liking my life. I'm not. All of a sudden, I didn't appreciate anything, and all of a sudden, it seemed like all these things was raining down on me. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know if I can deal with this. And
You know that.
there was moments where I was like, yo, contemplating, like, yo, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be here anymore?
Yeah. A lot of times the ones who are here on this earth, because we're given different tasks on this earth, all of
Absolutely.
us. But there's categories. There's categories of people. And the ones that are put in the category like us, who are healers, who are people, people's people,
Right.
um, we are given tests that are not about us,
Mm-hmm. Right.
to be able to process through them and fight through them, and you're the next man or the next few men that you coach, you're gonna come into him and you're gonna
Yeah.
realize, oh,
That's why.
I felt that for those months because I need to be here. I need to be intercession for his healing, and I wouldn't have understood it if I didn't go back through this.
Right.
Through this a couple months ago. I find that it happens to me very often when I get into a space that is not me. I really have to like harp on that, knowing that, oh no, this is something that is being put on me because I need to be able to process through this, because I'm going to meet somebody who needs help processing through
Right.
that. It's
And
not me. And that's why you felt like,
where
I
did this come from? Right.
yeah, like, oh, get this off me, because you
Right.
had to process through it. There's somebody who needs that.
Right. And that's the one thing. A song that Kurt Franklin wrote a while ago, and I think it's called "Just for Me." But in the song, he says that you go through things and you learn things, so you're able to see the views of someone else. So it's like, and especially like you said, Mo, when you're called and you're chosen, these things you have no choice over. So things that happen to you are not necessarily just for you. So in order to be able to sympathize and understand someone's perspective, you would have to go through it, understand what they've been through. And that's why a lot of times so many things happen to people. And if you're not careful, you begin to take the blame for something that doesn't belong to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, had I just been And this is why your environment and the people around you is so important. If I didn't have people like you, Mo, my wife, my mentors, my coaches around to pick me up in those moments, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you start thinking it's about you.
Right. And
That's
you,
the
you
real thing.
internalizing it.
Look, the 4 agreements. Don't take it personal.
Mo, and that's why,
Start
and
thinking it's about you. It's not about you.
I swear I love you, Mo.
Crazy.
Like, yo, that book, I had just had to read it again.
Mhm.
Being impeccable with your words, I was struggling with.
Mhm.
Never taking anything personal. I'm the king of taking things personal. If I say hello to you and you don't say hi back, I am taking that personal.
Mhm.
I think automatically, oh, you think it's beef. It's a problem now. And this is eternal. Like this is inside of my mind. I might not show it, but my feelings are, yo, what's going on? Oh, you ain't say hi back. Oh, so what's up, nigga?
Your mother.
Yeah, like your grandmother. Like it's on. And in my mind, because I'm taking that personal, right? And then assuming. What am I assuming for? So I can make an ass of myself.
Oh, the you and me, right? Mm-hmm.
So, and what was it like? Impeccable with your words. Don't assume. Uh,
I
Shark.
can't remember the last one either.
And I mean, we got shark activities again. So
I can't remember the last one.
yeah, I know. Right now, it's leaving me right now because I'm doing a whole bunch right now, as you can see.
Yeah.
Here, go fishing. Here, I'm almost done. Hey, I love you. All right.
First of all, don't tell me all right. Okay. I took that personal. He didn't even say it to me. Don't tell me all right.
No, see, but you gotta understand your people because that's his. I love you. And Joe's only gonna say it to you in the morning and night. He's not really one that's gonna be like, "I love you all day." Like I've learned my son already. He's gonna give it to you in the morning. He's gonna give it to you at night, and don't have too many kisses throughout the day either.
All right.
All right,
Dad.
What? But yo, I'm just that 4 agreements, yo. Like it really helped me get out of my own thought process and stop allowing me. I know you over there looking it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
That really allowed me to get back into my thought process and my mental. And one thing I learned is in this last part of the year is that I don't care how mentally tough you think you are. It takes one thought to get out of your control, and it will
Always do
send
your
you.
best.
Huh?
Always do your best.
Wait. Oh, as the last one? Yes. I believe that's what it is. Yes, that is it.
Always do your best.
Yes.
Yeah. That's real.
And those 4 agreements changes everything. Because the assumptions and taking it personal was major for me. Like that for me was a game changer because like I said, I take everything personal. And that's just how I'm designed. Like my mother wears everything on her sleeve. Everybody I come in contact with is pretty much the same way. So I had to learn not to take anything personal. Like don't take it personal. My son's coming back with the same shark.
I'm not. That's right. I'm the opposite. Because I had to learn how to really survive emotionally, and I had to come to the understanding that like I cannot take everything as my responsibility. Other people, hey JoJo, other people have to be. Look at his face. He said my name. He out. Oh, see you later.
Say bye. Bye.
I had to realize that my responsibility is my actions.
Right.
If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And the way that I stopped making myself be crazy was holding other people to that standard. And a lot of people get scared to have standards because they feel like, oh, am I being too old fashioned? I'm being too hard on other people. No, that is going to save your life. That is the epitome of healthy boundaries.
Yes.
In order to not take things personal, you have to have standards for yourself, things that you live by, laws. Like laws and principles, like the law of gravity. You can think all you want that you're not going to fall off of the side of the building. My dude, you're dying. Okay.
Don't jump off my roof though. Okay. I don't want the mess.
Well, I don't want because it's going to be a mess. You know what I'm saying? The law of attraction. There's laws. You know, what you are, things are going to come to you. But then the law of attraction doesn't just stop there. you know, you're going to attract who you are. But then also, when your light starts to beam brighter and brighter, you're going to attract more than who you are,
Right.
less than who you are, if you want to put it in that kind of way, because your light is bright. And it moths are attracted to flame.
Right.
That doesn't mean that they're your equal now, that here they are. Oh, here they are. So they're my equal. So you have to learn not to take things personal, because you are who you are, and you have life the way that God has set you to have life. And other people have that same responsibility to themselves and to other people who they interact with. And that's why
Absolutely.
I don't take things personal, because everybody is living their own individual life. The things that are in me, you can never feel. The things that are in you, I can never feel. I can empathize if I go through something similar. That's why I said late in the year, you went through that thing that wasn't you, that wasn't something of you, that wasn't something of your present mind state, because you're going to need to empathize with somebody coming up in a different way than you ever have been able to. That's why you got, it was an assignment. It's not really about you.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't
those things,
dictated for me.
yeah, so those things, we cannot take things personal, but we have to build our mindset to be able to get there. When we start feeling things and things start coming on, it's like, all right, God, I know this is an assignment coming up, because I know I've surpassed this.
Right.
You know, I know I surpassed this. So,
And honestly, too, Mo, like the one thing about that book it showed me too is like you can't take nothing personal because nothing belongs to you.
nothing belongs to you.
Your name was given to you. Your religion, your thought process, somebody else created before you got here. So, and this is why now, like my mentor, one of them is James Penn, and he is phenomenal at just questioning you. And he calls it giving you your own personality and thoughts. Because why do you believe what you believe?
Yeah,
Where did
where
that belief come from?
That's
Right.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you get it? And then when you realize, like, oh, where did I get that from? Oh, now you can, it can either be yours or you can disregard it. And now it's truly who you are. I mean, me and my own mother went through the conversation about religion a few months ago based upon it, because it's like, yo, I got to question this now. And the question for me was, because we were raised in a Christian gospel household, why all these years did you have a problem with Minister Farrakhan? Like, this is my question to her. Like, why is it such an issue? Because now, as a man that has his own understanding and comprehensive of what my life entitles as a black man, this man is speaking about things that can help me. Why was he shunned by us as a people in the Christian world? Why is he, quote unquote, the devil? Why? And the truth of the matter is, Mo, she didn't have an answer for me. The only answer she had for me was because someone else told her to do it. And there's so much of that going on in our own entire lives, that we do things or we go about our lives because predicated on what somebody else did, told us, or showed us before we got here.
Yeah.
And if you don't challenge those things and really question where you get them from, they're not even yours.
And not to make this all about religion, but you know, God is first in my life. So
First and foremost, you see how we start the podcast,
right. You know, but the truth is, a lot of us, no matter what denomination we are, whether we're Muslim, we're Christian, we're Jewish, a lot of us are living our religion, and we're not living in a relationship with God. Because if you would only watch a couple of videos, Farrakhan grew up in a devout Christian household where his mother was still a Christian. If she was alive, she would still be a Christian, and he preaches from the Bible in front of his Muslim congregation.
Yes.
Well, now I'm not going to say Muslims and Christians have the same endpoint. No, they have the same input. FYI, we're all waiting for Jesus to come back. But like I said, I'm not oh, did we know that? Oh, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Right, because my father's a devout Muslim. He knows nothing but Islam. His country is 100% Muslim.
Right.
You know who he's waiting to come back? Jesus.
Yep.
That's crazy, right? There's things that we don't know because we just don't search for it ourselves.
And we shy away from things. I've learned, especially in earlier generations, like we shy away from things and criticize things that we don't understand because we're scared. It's a fear. Like the unknown is scary to people. So rather than them figuring it out on their own to learn, because even also giving grace and space that there wasn't as much information back in those days as it is now, and readily available to people that want it. But
there was, I'm sorry, there was, but there is a fear of communing with the wrong people because community is so important. But if
Right.
you read, he said, "Hallelujah." That's right. Did JoJo know? No, there's a fear of being in community with the wrong people because of the things that history has taught you. You be nice to the wrong people, and you become slaves for 300 years, 500 years. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is,
White folk. I'm sorry.
he takes. So anyway.
I'm glad it's our platform.
Right. But reading, simply sitting in the home and reading the book, read the Bible, read the Quran. You're not sinning. You're not sinning.
Yo, thank you, Mo, for saying that.
For getting information. And then now you read the Bible and you read the Quran and you read the Torah. First of all, Torah in the Old Testament.
Same thing, same book.
So, and you read the Quran and you realize, oh shoot, all the stories from the Bible is in here.
Just translated the difference.
Wow, Jesus is in here. Mary is in here. All of that, right? So now you see the things that don't link up and don't make sense to you. Ask somebody who's a scholar in that in that space. It's not
you said something.
Look for information. That's the point.
No, you said something so powerful, Mo. Like, learning information is not a sin. I think that if the prior generation, our mothers and fathers would have understood that concept, Mo, we would have more open-minded God and children and people of our age in this era, should I say? Because the thought process of even mentioning Farrakhan in my house at that point in time, it was almost like I get my behind kicked. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like a curse word. Like, it's basically like saying like shit or something in the house as a child because of the lack of information, right? And the fear of sinning. Like, yo, I didn't learn what a sin was. A real sin was until just recently. You know when I realized that? When I actually read the book again, the 4 Agreements. A sin is just anything you do against yourself. It's nothing external. See, we get so caught up in sinning, like, oh, sex without marriage, crimes, right? We put these things as sin. But the moment you start not giving yourself the proper self-care, you're sinning. The moment you use a word that's degrading to yourself or someone else, it's a sin. If you call yourself dumb or stupid, you've just sinned.
Yes.
So,
but it's not only to yourself; it's against God.
Everyone, absolutely. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
The one, not person, the one who created you. If you sin against yourself, or if you talk down to yourself, you're sinning against God. Because it's all about God. The sin wouldn't be if there was no God.
Correct. There would be, like, if they think about it, that's the boundary. And that's what we talked about earlier. So back to, like you said, your point of the boundaries and standards. Somebody told me this recently, and I forgot which one of my mentors said it, but he said, yo, boundaries are there to teach the people in your life that you want to stay in your life how to stay in your life. It's not just for you. It's to teach the people around you how to love you and how to stay inside of your life. Because if they don't have those boundaries.
And guess what? Guess who had the first boundaries? Guess who taught us boundaries? God. He playing with you, them commandments. He said, if you play with me, if you want to, you kill somebody, you can't be around me.
Boundaries.
You sleeping with somebody's wife, you can't be around me.
Boundaries.
Because I don't do that over here. Sin against him.
Doing things against you and against God.
And I want to show grace to the generations ahead of who were ahead of us,
right?
Because when you said something, it's like they were afraid to get information and learn and stuff. And you know what? That was necessary for them to survive, because 2 generations before your mom, they were still not allowed to for real
read. Right.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? They would get killed and beat and maimed and all those things
just for reading.
And so to save your children, you teach them the same thing. So, you know, our parents and our grandparents, that was probably the last generation of people who started really, you know, no, education is
right. We need this.
Not the last, the first generations of people who really was going hard and outright, and, you know, education is this. And that's why they were so hard on us on graduating inside the home. You better graduate. And they were still whispering, no, you got to graduate. But That's the truth. I have to show grace in that because, they weren't trying to hold us back. They were trying to keep us safe. A lot of that.
And that's to the once again back to the point of the 4 agreements. And this daggone shark is back. Anybody who's checking this podcast out and is not watching this live, my son has been coming in this room with a shark, right? And it's a shark that he likes to play with because it has fish inside of the mouth. Okay. And in order for him to play with it, he has to come bring it to me so I can set it back up again. So he's been coming in here bucket naked, just about.
Bucket naked.
Yeah, to get his fish in.
If you from New York, you know.
Bucket naked. Yo, so my son is just here and then doing what he's doing. So that's what happened to anybody that's listening to us that can't see us.
Yes.
But back to the conversation.
And if you can't see us, you need to come over to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, pull up.
And watch it.
Yeah, give us the views, share it. You know what I mean? Get us out there.
We
give this channel up. Right. You know what I mean?
We're not too bad to look at.
we easy on the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So share this. You know what I'm saying? Do us a favor. Get this content out there because what we're trying to do is actually get this podcast up and running to where it's actually creating and monetizing so we can bring more content in person, do bigger events, and make this thing large. So if you're checking this out and you're in the beginning phase with us right now, we want you to know that. You're starting out with us in the beginning phase of something that's going to be major. I know I probably should have said this in the first episode, but here we are now.
This is good. Here we are because here we are. New year, new us. Whatever it is. New year, new y'all. Because my bro said he been here. What's up?
Facts. And this skin I'm wearing right now is 4 months in. You know what I mean? Like,
welcome to the year.
Come on. I've been here for a minute.
Come on in the room. Right. I've been waiting for you.
Right. Catch up. You know what I mean?
Right. He was setting up the waters in all of that, getting
That's
ready.
That's a fact. Got the tables pretty and everything for y'all. Yeah. So come on in here. Get to it. But yo, Mo, like this conversation for real has been a dope one because I said to myself, like, not only this year am I gonna be more intentional, right? That's the goal for me this year. Super intention. Because I learned that I can do things and just go autopilot after a while. Like I know how to do things, get things started, and just let them go. Yeah. But this year, I'm being intentional with every single thing, and like most importantly, impeccable with my words, which is meaning no sinning with my words. I don't know the exact breakdown of the word, but it means don't sin with your language. So anything you speak about,
being impeccable with your word is simply saying what you're going to do and doing what you said. Correct. So a lot of times you overcommit, not you, bro, but a lot of times all of us, we will, if we don't have healthy boundaries, we will overcommit because we don't want to look like the bad guy. I want to tell y'all in 2022, get comfortable with committing to what you can do. That will lead you to a life of being impeccable with your words, and people will be able to trust you. And most importantly, you will be able to trust yourself, because people who can't take care of themselves, who can't advocate, who can't put healthy boundaries around them or in them, cannot trust themselves. And then you find yourself very unhappy and very non-productive. So be impeccable with your word. Do what you said you're going to do. And if you know you cannot do it, tell the truth and say, I'm not going to be able to do this right now. There's you can go on Pinterest and see a list of how you say no in different ways. Did you know that? You can Google how to say no in so many different ways, and they all taste delicious.
Forgetting Googling, just call Mo. Mo has 101 flavors of saying no, y'all. Like,
and they taste delicious.
She has, and she loves every taste of each one.
Oh my goodness, it tastes so good coming out your mouth to advocate for yourself and really show up for the people who really need you. Because if you say yes to everything, you're saying no to a lot of important things.
Right.
You're really letting people down, saying yes to every little thing, and you're not being impeccable with your words.
And to be honest, and when you let yourself down, you lose trust within yourself.
Yes.
And if you don't trust yourself, you can't have confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible. There are not too many things in the world that I say impossible to, but this is one of them. It's impossible to have confidence within yourself if you don't trust yourself. And you lose trust every time you tell yourself to do something, or you're going to do something, you don't do it.
Yep.
So it's important to no one else other than yourself to be impeccable with your words. Understand that every time you say something, you are casting a spell out. And that spell has to come back. The good book says that the words don't go out and return void. That means they got to go out and do whatever they set forth to do. So if you can contain that and understand, giving your words life and letting those words go out before you and do what you set forth to do, it builds tremendous belief within yourself, which it will translate to confidence.
Yep. Yep.
So, Mo, we are in 2022, and we're coming down to the last few minutes of this episode. I'm super excited because now at this part of the episode, we're going to do something that we're going to do every year going forward. Predictions.
Okay.
What are you going to have accomplished by this time next year? Give me one thing that you know you're going to have accomplished by this time next year.
I'm gonna look like what my vision tells me. That's what I'm gonna accomplish. You're gonna see it from the outside. It's not gonna be just within. You won't be able to deny that girl said she was gonna do that. She doing that. I see it.
Right. The visibility is gonna be there.
That girl good. Look.
Yeah, that girl good. But she real good. All right. So for me, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to have 52 episodes of this podcast as well as 52 episodes of the Imperfect Fathers podcast ready and up to the world by the end of the year.
Right.
So each week will be an episode, and probably will have some interaction of some sort like this inside of each and every episode. So don't be surprised, because
nothing can get in the way. That's right, and that's not a distraction. That's a part of life. That's
right.
That's real life. There's somebody who's been stopping because their kid is at home with them, and they don't want to get it started because they don't want people to let that child come in that room with them.
This dude's bucket naked. Oh, he down in his drawers and he on the podcast right now. So it's like, if I could be on the podcast.
What's up? That's right.
You want to talk,
JoJo?
Now you want to hide now because now you want to talk.
JoJo.
So listen, hold on, but let me finish the show first before you can start tripping, man. So anybody out there, man or woman, that's allowing your children to hold you back, don't. I'm working right now. He's a part of this. And what you don't realize too, to the parents out there, involve your kids in your business.
Yeah.
Involve them in your work, because what you don't realize, they're absorbing. They're taking it in. Well, who knows? He could be the next biggest podcast in the world just because he sits in it.
Listen, I'm the most single, I don't got no kids person that any of my friends know. But I'll be damned. Okay? I lost 2 children in 2011. Do you think that just because they're not here, I'm not doing this in their name? Right. You think that they're not part of my legacy? Do you think that any brothers and sisters they have in the future, if I get married and have children, you think that they can't be a part of it because they kids? This is their life. My life is theirs. My life belongs to them. Everything that my father did in his life, it belongs to me. I get to carry it on. So I don't even like that sentence. Don't let your kids stop you. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? You're doing a disservice by not getting started. They need to see this. Absolutely. To grow.
And shout out to our coach, Donnie Wiggins. Yo, she had a clip on the Social Proof podcast. And if you're not following that podcast, you are doing yourself a disservice. Go check that out.
Rock.
Word. That's a dope podcast. And Donnie said on it, she was like, from the next time that you don't want to do something, you don't want to give your business your all, go in the room and pick up your son or your daughter, say their name, and tell them, yo, I don't want to set you straight today.
True.
Tell your child that you don't want to get up and give the effort that's necessary for them to be set straight. Yeah, after she said that, I haven't had a down day.
Yeah.
Because I'd be damned to walk in the room and tell Josiah or Imani, oh, I'm not setting y'all straight today. I don't have it in me.
Right.
I don't have it. So let me tell y'all something. Put a name on it. Be descriptive with it. You want to accomplish something and you want to tell the truth and get down to it and actually get your emotions involved, tell the truth about it. And the reason I'm saying this in this podcast is because I had a conversation with a few gentlemen recently, and they use language that's so vague, and I realize it's not them, it's a lot of us. We use this vague language. Or I'm going to get to it. Or I'm going to get to work. Or I'm about it. I'm about that life. What is the it? What is the work? Say it. Say it out loud.
Yeah.
Because when we say things out loud, we give it life. And it gives it an energy that now it becomes something in front of us. So give it a name. Put a name on it. And I guarantee you that'll turn your motivation and ambition that will burn like a fire for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But you first got to put your name on it.
Yep. That's it. I like that.
You know what I mean? That's
I
how we
feel
get.
like I just need one minute to be more clear.
Get it. Get your. You got about 5 left. Take your time.
Okay, just one. So by the end of 2022, that's what you asked me, right? What's my
Correct.
prediction?
Right.
Aspire big, inspire bigger, which means go for it, go big, so that others can see that they can do it too. Will not only be the name of my business or my life motto, it will exude through me. People will see that they can do it because I did it. So that is what that is my prediction by the end of the year. That is what's happening. So the way that I'm doing that is I have a channel on YouTube that's called Aspire Big, Inspire Bigger. I have a podcast, and I also will have vlogs that is showing me on my biggest journeys in my life. So one is getting in the best shape of my life by 40. I'm 37 right now.
Let's get
right?
it. That's both our goals, as a matter of fact.
Right. So that's one category of vlogs, and then the other one is my journey to Doctor of Physical Therapy. So for anybody who doesn't know, I started school in early 2020, and I'm on a journey to getting my degrees that will allow me to become a Doctor of Physical Therapy. I have my first degree down in December. I'm going for my next degree, which is my bachelor's in exercise science. Prayerfully, if all goes well with school, with getting into the programs in September.
As it will.
So, yes, it should. If it doesn't, you might see me outside on the street fighting somebody at admission. It's good because you know I fight.
If one more niggas try to stop me, there's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your lobby. Okay, my bad.
And come back to the recording because I mean it. So I'm gonna keep track of that because there are people who are like me who wanted to go back after 35, or you might have kids or whatever you have, and y'all need to know that you can do it. And I am showing you the progress, the process is a way for you guys to know it. So Aspire Big, Inspire Bigger is real in my life, and it will be real in my life, plain and simple. So that is the prediction in 2022. It's not going to be just about me. It's going to be about me actually showing up and giving to y'all, the inspiration that y'all need.
Yo, and I'm glad you went deeper into it and told exactly what it is, because she introduced the blogging idea to me as well, and I'm really excited about it. Because I'm going to be able to show my everyday life, right? I really wish in hindsight I would have done this when I quit my job, so it can just show the whole process. But I'm gonna backtrack before I get into heavy blogging and going forth.
We're gonna talk because I'm gonna tell you how they do it. I'm gonna tell you the format, bro.
We got the game in the back channels, y'all. We about to come out here, yo. Trust me when I tell y'all, this year you're going to see more than you've ever seen from either one of us. So be prepared for it. And let me tell y'all, for the ones that don't like us, keep watching. I need you to keep watching. I know you might get annoyed. I know it might make you mad. It might make you feel like this little shark right here pulling things out of his mouth. But the truth of the matter is, what God has for us, even you can't deny us. So just watch
from it, and that's fine. That's fine because I'm real good at not taking it personal. I don't care if you don't like it. It's totally fine. But you're still gonna get blessed. You're still gonna get blessed, and that's what I want for you. I want you to be blessed.
Yes, and that's our desire. Like, that's our heart's desire, that everyone that comes across this platform, that hears us, either one of our platforms that we're on, that you not only love yourself, but you're true to yourself, and you love what you do. At the end of the day, because if you love who you are, what you do, you don't have no time to hate on no one else. And that's just the bottom line. So with that being said, yo, Mo, what you got for the people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, listen, just remember to aspire big so that y'all can inspire bigger. 2022 is your year, new you. It's totally fine. Because every year you need to be growing. So whether you started a couple months ago or you just starting it today, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, and I am here for you. So remember to aspire big so that you can inspire bigger. I have a women's community called the Vast Community. We meet every other Sunday. That is twice a month, virtually. If you are looking for a community filled with healing women that are going after it, growing, building their personal development, building their life, uh, focusing on self care, vision building, accountability, time management, and that's something that you know that you need to be on. New year, new you ain't going to happen unless you get those things intact. Come join us. Aspire Big, inspirebigger.com/vast community. Come join us. Come chill with us. First 30 days free on me. And then after, you just going to be a part of the community.
That's right.
I be rhyming. You know that.
Boss.
I'll be rhyming like Jesse Jackson, not like Jay-Z, but it's totally fine. I still rhyme.
Okay.
The words wrong.
Jesse Jackson, Jay. All right. It's a huge gap there, but we're not going to talk about that gap. Okay. Jesse Jackson, Jay-Z. Wow. They're both J's. That's what matters.
Hello.
Yo, so before we get up out of here, yo, to any man out there, right? Understand this. Your character and your confidence is your job. It's an inside job. You can't pay anyone to do it. But what you can do is reach out for the help to build it. I'm here. I have a system that's been proven 15 times over now, up to date. And as you hear, I haven't created a system yet. Josiah, chill. As you see, I got a little bass when it's time to close the show because he won't chill out. While created, it's been, like I said, it's been improved now 15 times over. It's a system, it's a strategy. I call it the GPS to confidence. Everyone needs a goal, a plan, and a system. And I've created the system that can help you reach your goals. So if you have, as a man, that you need to build some character, you want to build confidence to be a better man, husband, or father to knuckleheads like this, listen, holla at your boy. I'm RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, your men's character and confidence development coach. And this has been a wonderful episode with my girl and my homie, my business partner, Coach Mo, and my loud behind son.
Yes, we in this. I like a good party. I like that. Hey, hit it, JoJo, with
Listen, Mo, I'm about to send him over to your house with this damn shark.
And listen, it'd be a party.
And going on, let me end the show at least so we can go play. Gee whiz. Listen, y'all. Let me end this show before we come back here with that shark again. To everybody out there checking us out, do us a big and tremendous favor. Like, comment, and share this content because it's going to help us grow. But not only that, it's going to help someone else. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I learned, if you help someone else, if you help them build their life, you help them build their vision, they will have no problem with helping you, assisting you, doing what you need to go forward. So if you want to have someone help you, help them. And the way you can help them and help us is by sharing this content. Share it with someone. Let them know we're out here and we're doing this because we're not doing this just for the fun of it. We're doing it to be a positive impact in the world and our community. Yeah. And with that being said, y'all, until the next time we see you, be good to yourself and the ones around you. That's important. But if you can't be good to the ones around you, listen to me good. That's okay. Don't take it personal. Just get those folk from around you. Yo, this is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. And who?
This is Coach Mo, your number one women's empowerment coach.
Yes, and this has been a dope episode of the Uniquely Confident Podcast. Y'all go out there and dominate your life because we over here doing the same in ours. Peace, y'all.
Later, y'all.